In this video, we are going to present how structuralism as a way of approaching texts and practices discuss culture.
Hello, good day everyone. I am Jelma I Ellorico from BTEL Ed 2 Home Economics. This day, I am going to tackle all about the structuralism and post-structuralism. The structuralism defined as the way of approaching texts and practices that is derived from the theoretical work of Swiss linguist Ferdinand de Saussure. Ferdinand Saussure divides language into two component parts, signified and the signifier. Saussure is a relational theory of language, meaning is produced not through one-to-one relation to things in the world, but by establishing difference. For example, traffic lights operate with a system of four signs: red for stop and the green for go. Amber prefer for red, amber and red prefer for green. The relationship between the signifier green and the signified go is arbitrary. There is a thing in color green that naturally attach it to the verb go. Traffic lights would work equally well red signified go and green signified as stop. The system works not by expressing a natural meaning but making a difference and distinction system of difference and relationships. Structuralism takes two basic ideas from Saussure's work. First, a concern with the underlying relation of text and practices, the grammar that makes meaning possible. Second, the view that meaning is always result of the interplay relationship of six selection and combination made possible underlying structures.
Structuralism was the first school psychology and focused on breaking down mental processes into the most basic components. Researchers try to understand the basic elements of consciousness using a method known as introspection. According to Ferdinand de Saussure, is regarded by many as the creator of the modern theory of structuralism, to which his language and parallel are integral. He believes that a word's meaning is best less on the object it refers to and more in its structures.
Claudius Strauss. He uses Saussure to help him discover the unconscious foundation of the culture, so-called primitive societies. He analyzes cooking, manners, modes of dress, aesthetic activity, and other forms of cultural and social practices as analogous to systems of language. Each in its different way is a mode of communication, a form of expressions. Claudy claims that beneath the vast heterogeneity of myths, there can be discovered a homogeneous structure. In short, he argues that individual myths are examples of parole, inculcation of underlying structure or language. Myths are constructed in terms of binary oppositions, dividing the world into mutually exclusive categories produces meaning, culture and nature, man and woman, black and white, good and bad, us and them.
Good morning, everyone. I am Judyliza Robillos from BTEL 2 Home Economics. Today, I will discuss about post-structuralism by Jacques Derrida. Jacques Derrida, born on July 15, 1930 in Villamor, Virginia, a founder of Deconstruction, a French philosopher, died October 8, 2004 in Paris, France. Derrida, 1973, invented a new word to describe the divided nature of the sign difference, meaning both to differ and to be heard. The meaning is made in the relation of between signs that are locked together in self-regulation structure. However, according to Derrida, model of difference is both structural and temporal. temporal relation of both before and after, in which structural difference is something strong and constant ideal. Post-structuralism is virtually synonymous with the work of Jacques Derrida. Post-structuralism rejects the idea of an underlying structure upon which meaning can rest secure and guaranteed. It is an extension and critic of structuralism, especially as used in critical textual analysis. It focuses mainly on language as a system in constant change.
Moreover, post-structuralism is a late 20th century development in philosophy and literary theory, particularly associated with the work of Jacques Derrida and his followers. For Derrida, the binary opposition so important to structuralism is never a simple structural relation. It is always a relation of power in which one term is in position of dominance with regard to the other. In addition, the dominance of one over the other is not something which arises naturally out of the relationship, but something which is produced in the way the relationship is constructed. The reader refers to the strange economy of the supplement to point to the unstable interplay between such binary oppositions. He deconstructs the binary opposition between speech and writing. Rousseau considers speech as the natural way to express thought. Writing he regards as a dangerous supplement. However, when presence is no longer guaranteed by speech, writing becomes a necessary means to protect presence. In addition, Jacques Derrida carries out his critique of a structuralist system by the technique of deconstruction. This is the process of showing, through close textual and conceptual analysis, how definitions of fundamental concepts, for example, presence versus absence, true versus false, are undermined by the very effort to formulate and employ them. Nature may have preceded culture, but our sense of nature as pure presence is a product of culture. Therefore, writing is not the fall of language, it is inscribed in its origins. So that's all how is structuralism as a way of approaching text and practices discuss culture. Thank you for listening and watching.
They say you too tired, though, but I think that I love you. Mama, a party girl, she just wanna